Ready? Now they come to live, spirit and coffee. Got my coffee here. Yum, yum, yum. Ooh, 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 yum, yum, yum. Okay, let's get started. So, oh, look, I got some earrings for my friend Brett. Good morning, Kogi. Is that Kogi? Yeah. Ooh. I don't know how to say it. So I didn't get on here yesterday. So the first time that I didn't actually follow through on my spirit and coffee. But I have a billion, trillion, gazillion videos that you guys can go listen to if I don't get on here. But mostly Monday through Friday, I will be on here. That might change in the future. I may actually do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. May cut it down. Who knows how this is going to evolve? I do know that Spirit and Coffee is actually taking off. Expanding, and I'm so excited to share that with you guys because I just love you guys. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Even if no one shows up here, I love you. Even if it's just me talking to myself, I love you. So a lot of great things happening. So we'll get into Good Morning Wood Chip TV. We're going to get into the four agreements to finish this book up, which is awesome. Super excited about the book coming to an end so that we can then start a new book, which would be amazing, right? I think the if we did the power of now would be super awesome. And for those of you who were on the pod being, good morning, sweet mama. Good morning, Maggie. That's cute, sweet mama. For those of you who want to know, I started off with the Christ Blueprint, 13 Keys to Christ Consciousness. That was the first book I ever read on here. Super awesome. Okay. All right. So let's go through the four agreements. Okay. The four agreements are the summary of the mastery of transformation, one of the masteries of the Toltec. You transform hell into heaven. The dream of the planet is transformed into your personal dream of heaven. The knowledge is there. It's just waiting for you to use it. The four agreements are there. You just need to adopt these agreements and respect their meaning and power. Just do your best to honor these agreements. You can make agreements today. I choose to honor the four agreements. It's so simple and logical that even a child can understand them. But you must have a very strong will to keep these agreements. Why? Because whenever we go and we find our path is full of obstacles, everyone tries to sabotage our commitment to these new agreements, and everything around us is set up for us to break them. And the problem is all the other agreements that are part of the dream of the planet. They all are alive and they are all very strong. Okay. Oh, good evening then. Good evening. I know it's the time in different places. Where are you? Where it's 6 p.m. Are you in India or Asia? Um, I know that India is almost 12 hours exactly behind us. So Asia. Okay, where in Asia are you? I would say Myanmar. Oh, awesome. I'm going to be in Asia soon. Gosh, I want to go. I'm going to go to the Philippines. Good morning, those on Facebook. I don't know who just got on here, but good morning to you. So thank you. I love my Asian people. And I feel like perhaps I'm Asian. I'm sure I have some in me somewhere. So let's go a little bit further. We talk about the agreements. We talk about the programming. You guys know, and I've talked about this before. We are programmed, right? We are programmed. We've been programmed since we were young. The hardest program. Good morning, Lala. Good morning, Bryce. The hardest program to fix, or not to fix, but the hardest program to reprogram, or to unprogram. I don't even know if that's the proper term, but is the program of our family and the people that we love the most. They're designed to keep us the way that we are at this present moment. When we start to shift and change, we do get a lot of feedback that sort of tries to push us back into the same mindset. So it's not easy when we say, yeah, I'm going to live by these agreements. Okay, good. I'm not going to take anything personal. But then you have people who constantly are pushing your buttons, right? And sort of reminding you of the old you, which might be, I don't know, maybe you were, I don't know what it is. Like maybe you were a brat or maybe you were a crybaby or whatever when you were young. And then they constantly bring that up as an adult and you're already like 50, 60, 70 years old. They're still bringing up that you were a crybaby when you're a kid. And you're like, okay, let's get over that. It's hard to break those chains, right? It's hard to break the cycle. It's hard for people because they're going to constantly try to reprogram you and not by fault. It's not their fault. Some people don't know. If you do know, if you're consciously aware of this, then don't do that to other people. I mean, you can, but it becomes your responsibility to recognize when you're trying to hold people back from actually elevating their consciousness or at least coming into awareness of their consciousness, of their subconscious mind and reprogramming it or being self aware of how they can change and shift. But if we're constantly pulling each other down and, you know, trying to say, judge people for their efforts to try to overcome these obstacles, we just sort of keep them in that state of mind. And this happens to us too. And we don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it, especially people that are trying to change their lifestyle, trying to change who they are. They're trying to really figure this out or be self aware. They're trying to live into these agreements of, you know, always doing your best and being impeccable with your word and learning to love yourself. Because what'll happen, and it's funny, I get this feedback quite a bit from people. They say I'm full of myself. And I laugh about it because it's like, oh, you think you're, you know, you could be self-righteous, this and that. And I said, okay, well, let's look at this. Um, First of all, I'm just doing what I feels right for myself. Now, people can say that that's self-righteous. I am not telling people that they need to do things. Okay, maybe I do. People that I care about, sometimes I'll project what I think they should be doing in their life. I'm human, right? But it's out of love. It's not out of I think I'm better than. It's like I can see that what you're doing in your life is going to self-sabotage. You're basically self-sabotaging. Is it my business? Not necessarily. And I will sometimes insert my own stuff into other people's business when I shouldn't. But I'm self aware. So I tell myself, shut up. And I'll say it out loud. Okay, Natalie, shut up. It's none of your business. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry. I just care about people. Now, here's the deal because I choose to live into a lifestyle that is it's clean. I live a clean lifestyle. Does it mean that I'm expecting everybody to live the same lifestyle as me? Not everybody will, and that's okay. Not a problem with that. But the feedback I get is that people feel judged because I live that way, that they feel like they have to be that way. They're like, well, what do you do? Well, okay, I get it. I get it. Good morning, Jose. We struggle. I struggle too. I've struggled my whole life. Good morning, Jessica. I just maybe don't talk about it as much, but I struggled when it took me time. Good morning, Tammy. It takes effort for me to hold the space of whatever it is, these agreements or anything in my life that's going to help me grow and become a better person. It takes a lot of work and effort. It is not easy. Good morning, Nicole. So the feedback I get is that you're self-righteous. Now, here's the deal. When you guys start to do the work, right? When you truly take on the work and you start living into these agreements, you're going to have people tell you all kinds of stuff to try to get you to go back to your old personality style. Like you think you're better, you this and that and the other, and you're going to lose people, are going to drop out of your life. Is that a bad thing? No, because you make space for people who will accept you for who you are, authentically you. No one's going to love you more than you. When we learn to love ourselves, it's not that we think we're better than, it's that we love ourselves enough so that we can spread the love to other people. Everything I say is out of love. It's not out of harm. It's not out of, well, it could be judgment. Ego will step in sometimes to judge, but typically there's a self-awareness for me where I'm going, okay, that's judgment, and I'll call it out. But I just want people to live their best life. That's why I do Spirit and Coffee. I want you guys to go out and like live but it makes me happy. You don't understand the joy I get out of seeing people doing the things that they want to do in life. I don't want to see people suffer. I don't want to see people unhappy. I want people to love life, to see the beauty of life, to enjoy the wonders of life, to allow themselves to just open their arms and let the wind take them, to feel that freedom, that lightness, that beauty. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, whatever. Like, yeah, I've experienced it. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand, is that I'm not special. That's the whole point, is that I'm not special. There's nothing special about me. The only difference is that I just do it. I go for it. And I get a lot of judgment for it, but it doesn't stop me from living into it. And that's what becomes hard. And that's where the challenge is going to come in for you, if you're not already in the practice of it. Because those that are practitioners of the work that are on here know that this is not an easy task to take on. But the rewards of continuing on the path are far greater than any rewards you can experience, which is why people continue to do this work when they start doing it. It's not easy to live into. You're going to get haters. But you know what? You don't listen to them, because you understand that internally, you know what your heart wants to create. Internally, you know who you are. Internally, you know that you're here to do good and not harm. It takes time. It's a challenge. I've had to overcome a lot of people wanting to reprogram me back into the way that I was. Good morning, Suzanne. And the reality is that I had to fight for it. I had to fight. I had to continue to say, no, I know who I am. I know my heart. I know what I'm up to. I know who I am. I know my heart. I know what I'm up to. I'm here to serve. Good morning, Erin. I'm here to serve, and I'm here to support, and my intentions are good. Now, in the midst of that, I love me. I love me fully, wholly, and so here's the kicker. I love me so much. I don't need outside love, but do I love it? Yeah. I want to connect with people. I love people, right? Reggie Band coming to you live. Got my coffee here. I love that. Ah, that's awesome. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, BBG 4E468QT Elemental P 7 8 9 10 11 12. Sorry. Good morning, Nicole Lova. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Chelsea's sickness. Good morning, Brianna. So again, you guys, it's not easy when we start to create our life around agreements, when we start to love ourselves, when we start to even do these leadership trainings. Leadership is a huge part of it as well, right? So leadership is like doing an initiation. Most people don't even know what that means or what it's like to go through an initiation. I didn't even know what it meant. And finally I said, oh, guess what? I've gone through initiation. So good morning, Rick. Initiation itself will help to start the alchemic process within our own DNA structures, within our own body, within the chemistry of our body, to allow us to start to shift the energy and our programming. What does this mean? This means that you're going to go through hell. It's not going to be easy. It never is, but nothing worth having is ever easy. We know that. We know that, right? We understand that, and we understand that it's going to be hell. But guess what? If you're always doing your best, living into these agreements, saying, you know what, haters are going to hate, it doesn't matter. Because if you recognize that the haters are there to try to reprogram you, not that they're bad people, they're not bad people. They just don't know. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. I love that saying by Christ. Christ was a genius, in my opinion. Very simple sayings, very hard to live into those simple sayings. If we forgive people for they know not what they do, it's not that it could be that they just don't know. They've never been taught this information. The information that we are programmed, and that when we try to unprogram or deprogram ourselves from this, that what ends up happening is that those haters are trying to keep us in the program that we were before. Not a bad thing. They don't even know that they're functioning that way. They don't know that they're functioned to do that. They don't know that they're programmed to do that. We don't even know we're programmed to do that. We do that to people too. So, if you're taking a leadership course, and I highly encourage that you take leadership courses, why? Because it takes concept into practice. I will be having leadership courses eventually, as soon as my company's up and running. Hi there. Hi, Max. How are you? Has what is this? Star Black Max Bank Kendrick. Good morning, Ahmed. Good morning, Adan. Excuse me. Did anyone hear someone brief talking in the background? Oh, yeah, there was someone in the background. By the way, don't freak out. That's not a spirit. That was my mother. I am not a total professional at these podcasts. I do them from home. Maybe one day I'll have a studio. And then you guys can come and join me at my studio. That would be so fun. What is the subject about? Right now, we're telling people, we're talking about programming, unprogramming or deprogramming, talking about the four agreements, Max, and living into the four agreements, from the four agreements, the book, the esoterics, and how do the esoterics, how do we utilize it in our day to day life, not just conceptually, but in practice? That is the hardest thing to do. So I talk about how that might look for you, but really it's up to you to create that for yourself, because the way it looks for me is going to be totally different for you. Okay, I also talked about how people will say you're self righteous. They'll say you think you're better. They're going to try to throw all kinds of stuff in your face, tell you you're this, you're that. And really, you just got to say, yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever you think. I know what I'm up to. And here's what I'm creating. And here's why I'm creating it. And if you don't want to be on that bandwagon, that's fine with me. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing it out of love and you love them anyway, it doesn't matter. You know that you're giving them good energy, and that you're like, maybe I'm not the cup of tea that they need, and that's okay. You've got to be okay with letting that go. So much energy gets spent on trying to convince people to like you, rather than focusing on the people that do actually like you, and the people that are like actually there to support you. When you change your view and you stop focusing on the people that don't like you and say, you know what? I'm never going to convince you anyway. So I don't need to convince you. It's not what we're here to do. We're not here to convince people to like us. We're here to support ourselves into living our divine purpose, our divine path, to living into the art, the music, whatever it is that you're up to, the cooking, the enjoying family and friends and laughter and joy and the beauty of all that we get to enjoy in this planet. But we stop ourselves from that because we care so much about what other people think. Okay, thank you. Beautiful words. God bless you always, Natalie. Bye, Mom. See, there's the voice again. Someone thought they were hearing a ghost because you were talking in the background. They're like, did somebody hear someone? Okay, so okay, it was my mother. It would sound like passive aggressive nagging. No, my mom was like that. My mom was a saint on earth. All moms are saints on earth. Aw. Yes, my mom is too. She's gonna come say hi and show her face right now. Maybe not. Yes, my mom is a saint on earth. I tell her every day with the things she deals with. There's gotta be angels. Oh, look, there she is.
Hello.
That's
Good morning. Have a good day. Gotta go to work.
Have a good day. Gotta go to work.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. See, kiss the mama. Okay. Weird. I posted this and my mother called 1 second later. Freaky. Oh, mama's hearing you. Isn't that mother-in-law? No, that is not mother-in-law. I don't have a mother-in-law. You gotta be married to have a mother-in-law. Hello, my mom is. Hello, mom. Oh, they say drive safe, mom. She says thank you. Okay. Good morning, Kiki. Good morning, heart-shaped leaves after dark. Bye. So again, haters gonna hate. Y'all just gotta keep going on and living your best life. That's all I can say. Go live your best life. Go out there and dare to do the things. And you know what? People tell you this, that, the other. Don't get opinions from other. You can if you want to. Okay. And you can get opinions of other, but the reality is you have all the answers within you. Trust yourself. Trust what the internal voice is telling you, right? I also want to kind of talk about what I've done recently. So I did actually do a hypnosis section, which I want to talk about, which is kind of cool. And I did it because the subconscious mind holds on to so much information that we don't even understand. The dream world in the subconscious mind, right? People are so interested in the dream world. How does the dream world help me in my day-to-day life? And people will say, well, my dreams have an impact, or it's telling me something subconsciously. Like, for instance, I used to have a dream that I didn't graduate high school, and I used to wake up with the panic, like, did I graduate? And it was such a huge deal. And I was like, of course I did, but I would think I didn't. The reality is that I needed to graduate college. And so I was like, okay, I better go to college. So I went to college, and after I graduated college, I never had those dreams again. The subconscious mind was sort of arising to facilitate and support me into my higher vision. Okay. Your subconscious mind holds a lot of memory, a lot of maybe even past life memory, things that we can't understand happen in the subconscious mind. But if we start to rise the subconscious mind into the conscious mind and look at the patterns or what the subconscious mind is telling us, right? If we practice rising that vibrational frequency, practice rising up the subconscious mind, then we can start to shift certain things and understand who we are a little better. The trick here is not about understanding everybody else. It's about understanding yourself. Who cares? Everybody else is taken. Who cares about everybody else? Care about you first. Care about what makes you happy, what drives you, what's going to support you first. When you do that, you're able to then give back to people, and people start to notice a shift in you. They're like, well, who is this person? What is it that you're doing? How is it that? And then there's this confidence that exudes from within you, a confidence that no one can take that away because it's yours and you know who you are. When you stand firm in who you are and you understand who you are, good morning, Marcella, the subconscious mind can support you and sort of be, I don't want to say the kind of a catalyst, but also a point of balance for you. Okay, so how do we even get there? What does that even mean? Because you were like, what? It's Tuesday morning. What? Okay, we have the ability to understand our archetypes. Now, Carl Jung called these archetypes. Archetypes meaning personalities. We hold different personalities within ourselves. If you can understand the different personalities that are at play within you, then you can actually leverage those personalities, and then you can also be aware of them when they come up. And if you need to shift that energy, you are able to do that. They don't control you. You are the driver of them. But sometimes we let our personalities take the wheel and drive. And sometimes it comes out not so good because the driver could be an angry, fiery being, like sabotaging everything in its path. Okay. Okay. So really look at that, and ask yourself, okay, am I working with the subconscious mind? Do I know the personalities that I hold? And I can tell you that when I did this hypnosis session, I was really able to hone in on my different personalities and and start to understand how to compromise what the conscious and subconscious mind would look like to create in the material world. Getting a little closer to who I am authentically, being able to communicate who I am authentically, able to communicate the feelings that arise within me in any given moment authentically. So you guys have the ability to do this, right? How do you do it? Start to ask yourself, looking at your different personality types in every situation. I can tell you I have an innocent child within me, this vibrant, innocent kid that's in wonder all the time. I also have a higher self, which is different from what I thought my higher self was. Totally crazy, crazy girl. Then I have my spiritual self or my spiritual body, which is all about transcendence and God and all these other things, but they're very uniquely different, but they all are part of me. And so, how do we utilize those together, right, to create a robust or a beautiful life here? Okay. So, there you go. Good morning, Trish. Good morning, Roberta. Salud to you. I hope you have your coffee. Take a drink if you do. Okay, so there you have it. A lot of deep conversation today. I think some really good stuff happening. So proud of you guys. I hope that you guys are doing awesome and wonderful. Have some really cool stuff coming up with Spirit and Coffee. I'm super excited. Some giveaways for merchandise, which I would love to give to people. That you guys are the listeners. You guys are deserving of it. So I would say those of you on Podbean, if you want to follow me on Facebook Live, it's at Spirit and Coffee Talk is the Facebook Live, but you can also follow me on Instagram at Spirit and Coffee One. And I'll be doing some giveaway prizes, and I would love for people to participate, be a part of that. Um, and just the evolution of what is going on with Spirit and Coffee is pretty exciting because it's really about re giving out the abundance of love and kindness and compassion back to the world and helping you remember that you are that spark of light. Okay. So I love you guys. You guys have a beautiful Tuesday. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Um, Good morning, DJ World Time. You know who I haven't seen on Podbean is Will. Will has not showed up. I wonder where Will is. I wonder if Will is good. I don't know how to contact Will, but I would say hi to Will and where are you, Will? I might be going to the Philippines soon. And if I do, I'd like to meet up with Will. Okay. Tricky. Good morning, Tricky. Good morning, Sissy. I'm thinking about eventually doing these call-ins on Podbean. It wouldn't be a Facebook Live event either, but just to try to do these call-ins and see what happens with Spirit and Coffee. I don't know how it would work, but definitely try to do it and see if I can take some questions. Also, if you guys have questions, you can email me at spiritandbrew@gmail.com. That's spiritandbrew@gmail.com. If you guys have questions, I will answer them on here. You guys are always open to asking questions, typing them in, and I can respond to them as well. So we can do that as well. All right. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, everybody. Natalie Coach Love, Spirit and Coffee.